Anna is here as always, adventuring, doing new things by herself, and I believe I'm live. All right, I'm just exploring the screen. Living with retinitis pigmentosa. This is Anna here from the Blind with a Vision channel. The Blind with a Vision channel where we always have a vision, right? Where we always adventure in this sighted world blindly. I don't know if anyone is going to join. It's actually about 12:40, 12:38 or 37 here in Southern California. And this is Anna, living with RP, retinitis pigmentosa, is a retina disease. If you are experiencing vision loss, if you know anyone that is blind, or anyone that is low vision, or anyone that maybe you work with the blind population, or just someone that is, I don't know, expressing having some issues with their sight, well, send them to Blind with a Vision, because here on Blind with a Vision, we always have a vision. That vision that is critical for anyone to keep going, right? Especially for us the blind. And I'm actually wearing my dark glasses, sunglasses, and I'm just gonna take them off. I did a live video yesterday and I was told that my glasses were shining. I already knew, but I have this light in front of me that is just killing my eyes. But for the purpose of this video, I will not care. My eyes are getting smaller and smaller, and I don't even know, I'm just making faces as always. I don't know if I'm actually facing the screen, and I sitting here, hopefully facing the screen. I'm actually getting close to see if anyone is joining. All right. So I'm going to start by sharing with you that one of the things that I really dislike about the retinitis pigmentosa, or vision loss that I have, the retina disease that I have, is the fact that my eyes have changed, right? They're smaller. I close my eyes. People with retinitis pigmentosa, actually, we're very sensitive to light, extremely sensitive to light, right? So I'm going to start by sharing a story that I experienced years ago when I was going to the university. And it's one of the many stories that I have, and that many of us the blind have, right? And when you have been sighted, when you have had 20/20 vision, 20/20 sight, I like to use the word sight, and then you lose your sight, it's not fun. It's not that it is okay for someone that is blind, but I guess most people don't worry about how their eyes look like, and I do. And I hear my neighbor's doggy barking, right? And I'm gonna keep checking, and I'm just sharing about the eyes because this is gonna explain, if you happen to be someone sighted, that hopefully, and only hopefully, you're going to be clicking on my video, and you're going to be wondering, like, why is this lady not looking at the screen? Why is she, her eyes too small? Why is she making those faces? I don't know. I'm actually blind, but very visual, very visual. So I'm very self-conscious about my eyes being small, right? All right. So I'm going to start with a story. Sharing with you guys one of the stories that I experienced, just to paint a picture on how it is to be blind, honestly. And again, I always say that I always share from Anna's world. I guess letting you know that that's how I live with the blindness, and it doesn't have to be like that with, this doesn't have to be the same lifestyle, or how other blind people live, and how they feel about living blind or vision loss, right? And again, I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa. It's a retina disease, and I was diagnosed with this at age 19. Retinitis pigmentosa is a retina disease, one of those weird eye diseases that very often I get messages on my YouTube channel from people from everywhere, sharing that they actually are going blind, and that one of my videos is what they found on YouTube. Interesting how I don't have many views, but people message a lot on email. And I do actually pay a lot of attention to my emails from people that are going blind, from someone that just told me, that they share with me that they just were diagnosed with a retina disease. Very often is one of those weird or rare eye diseases like retinitis pigmentosa. And I, by the way, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how to explain this eye condition with the proper vocabulary, all the medical concepts, right? However, I actually live the retinitis pigmentosa. The doctors might know how the whole theory and how the eye looks inside, and they know how to do surgery. But we the blind actually know how it is. And I'm actually getting close to my phone and trying to see if I can actually view the camera, because I might be looking up, left, down, and I don't know. Those are the things that I have never been able to fix. Not thinking about the sighted part, or the visual part of living, which is a lot, everything, right? So retinitis pigmentosa is one of those eye diseases that there is no cure. Well, they actually have surgery for one of the types. There are several types of retinitis pigmentosa. Last time I checked, it was more than 70, if I'm not mistaken. And mine, well, I'm actually waiting for my results for the gene exam that I did probably about 5 weeks ago. I'm still waiting for the results and see. I want to know where my RP comes from. I did the gene exam about probably about 6 years ago, and it was inconclusive. I did not trust the the doctor, so hopefully this time I'll get better results, right? So retinitis pigmentosa, you start with night blindness. That's one of the first symptoms. It's weird because I used to go to school at nighttime from 3 to 10. That was high school years. And I used to pass my house. Now I laugh about it, but back then I got very depressed and I used to cry and cry, right? And then when I was just going somewhere and a friend or someone would say hi to me from across the street, I wouldn't see them. So people would think that I was just stuck up, that I didn't want to say hi. And I used to trip on things and start noticing that I was seeing all those little lights, like when you turn on the TV and there is just those pixels and there is no TV channel, no reception. Well, those are the first symptoms, night blindness, and those little suckers that I actually still see. They're here. They're just flashing. And more than ever, I have those, plus all those fluorescent lights that we usually get that travel around the eye, like on a circle, or the one that is like in an infinitive sign. So if you are experiencing some of those symptoms, pay attention, right? I see those fluorescent lights that start from one side of the eye. I'm pointing at my right eye on the side. And then they go above, like the eye, and they cross the nose, go around the other eye, and then they go back. And they just like those neon lights in Vegas, right? That are just moving, and they're clear, transparent. So I start noticing that, and I still have that. I guess those fluorescent lights and those things that just like look like an 8 or an infinitive sign that go across my eyes, and the ones on a circle, I usually get those when I'm tired, when I bend down to pick up something from the floor, when I eat spicy food, or when I force myself. I'm pretty sure it's a brain thing. I don't know if I believe in the whole Charles Bonnet syndrome, that those are hallucinations. I don't believe that. I honestly do not believe that. I'm going to check if anyone. Okay, I see that I have 2 people watching. Let me see. Hopefully I'm actually looking at the screen. And I didn't want to wear my, the glasses right now, because I want you to check my eyes and see, right, how they look. Very tiny. And hopefully I'm actually looking at the screen. So the RP starts with the night blindness. You see all those kind of pixels. They still here. I said, during Christmas, the Christmas season, and I go out there to see all the Christmas decorations in this particular area that I love going every year. that once I went blind, I see more light than ever. More lights, honestly. And now I only have light perception by now. I don't see shadows anymore. I was low vision for many years, and little by little, my sight just, went out. Most people with RP do not end up totally blind. Most people, I guess they get older or die having some light perception. That is the case. We usually get cataracts. By the way, I have a cataract situation that I should share with you guys. What's going on with it? It's nasty, honestly. It's giving me issues because the intelligent doctor actually left some particles of the cataract, and now I need laser, even surgery, right, to remove that because it's so dense that it has blocked my whole retina. But retinitis pigmentosa, there is no cure. So I guess I'll leave it at that. If anyone that is going to be joining or you guys want to comment and ask questions, go ahead. And I was telling you that I'm going to start with a story that happened to me while I was going to the university, to the four-year college. While I was doing my first master's degree, I have a master's in marriage and family therapy. Yes, and I don't have a husband. I don't have a partner. But yeah, well, I actually do one-on-one counseling. And I also have a master's in gerontology, which, by the way, that was fun. My life perspective changed when I learned about how it is, to what's expected or what's coming up when you get older, not far away from being whatever age, right? Everyone asks for my age. Oh my gosh. Anyway, remember one of my semesters at when I was doing my MFT program, the therapist program, we actually had a class project, right? And it was during the holidays, and we had a Thanksgiving break. And it was a huge semester project. So my group members were all sighted. I was always the blind student in class. There was rarely there was anyone that was blind, so it was just me. And we agreed to get together at a restaurant, right? It was a Denny's restaurant, not far away from the school. So one of the guys in the group used to always talk to me, and he was nice. He was nice. He used to just make conversation when other students wouldn't, right? He used to even sit next to me, and he offered me a ride, and I said, no, I'll see you there. But if I can call you when I arrive, so you can meet me at the door, and I know where you guys are, that would be great. So I arrived, took a taxi, got to the restaurant, and one of the girls was actually waiting for me because the guy was running late, right? So she was a little, I don't know, it's like you have to go blind and live blind to understand. Not only that, to be blind, to go blind, and to actually expose yourself out there in the sighted world, to know that some people will feel a little awkward when they're around blind people. And I know that some of my blind people argue with me that that's a very negative way of looking or viewing life, right? I guess if you're just at home and you don't expose yourself out there to many different situations out there, I don't know if you would have the opportunity to actually see that. But I noticed that she was a little awkward, so she asked me if I wanted to go to the restroom and if I wanted to get food. We're waiting for everybody else, and I said, no, I'm just, wait for everybody else. And the waitress actually came, and she asked if we wanted to get whatever. We got a drink. And she asked me if I wanted something, and I kind of look up at the waitress the way I do when, I hear people's voices. I kind of look at, to see their faces, quote unquote, see their faces. And we were sitting close, not far away from the kitchen area where they cook. And I heard this waitress going into the kitchen and in Spanish telling the guys in the back, I guess they're the ones that were cooking, whatever. She goes, I feel really sorry for that blind lady. And then I was, we're talking with this girl, kind of talking. She was a little quiet. And the guy said, well, how come? And they all got closer. I guess they were close to the wall where we were sitting, next to along the wall of the, to the counter from the kitchen. And she goes, I asked her if she wanted something to eat. And I feel so bad. I feel sorry. I would not want to be blind because she looked up to see me and her eyes didn't make any eye contact. She was just staring into space. And that's why I'm not wearing my glasses. I usually don't wear my glasses when I do videos. And that's how it is to be blind. Come on. How could we make eye contact, right? I know there is people always when I always there using elevators when I go out there, going to the doctor, or just going places where there is an elevator. And people have asked me, when they talk to me, I kind of look up and I face the person and they go like, do you still have remain inside? And I go like, no, not at all. They go like, you're looking at me in the eye. And my response is, believe me, that is pure coincidence. I'm not, right? But what I hear in the last 2 years is that my eyes are getting smaller and smaller, right? And we are very sensitive to light. So I always wear sunglasses out there, even if there is just glare, especially when I go to those department stores like Walmart and Target and all those locations. They have all these fluorescent lights, and those I I still get a little dizzy, honestly, especially if I stare at the lights. So glasses are love glasses. When I was low vision for the longest time, I used to wear these little visors and just never like any hats, but cute visors. That's what I used to wear during the summer. But that day I actually feel really. At the moment, I kind of laughed and I told the girl, "Did you hear what that girl told?" She goes, "Oh, I don't speak Spanish." So everyone came to the table and we split what we were gonna do for the presentation. And the girl kept asking if we wanted. Just no one wanted anything, whatever. Uh, and we had a moment where we just were talking about the presentation, and I said, "Oh yeah, right, like that girl who just did this before you guys came." And I shared with them. Everyone got quiet, and no one said anything, nothing. And I feel the one that was feeling awkward was me for having shared that. After that, the guy didn't really talk to me much, and I have to say that he did offer me a ride to go home, and I said no. I remember having one of my first guide dogs, and I said no. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna get something to eat if you guys didn't want to eat. But I actually was buying food for someone to take home, and when they left, no one offered like, "Do you want me to take you to the cashier, whatever?" I go like, "No." I didn't care about it because I had my guide. So I looked for the counter, and the one that was helping was the girl. I honestly was ready to tell her, shit. I was ready to tell her how rude. I mean, how could you start just commenting that about people? Like, you feel sorry for me? Just tell me right on my face. And I did not. I remember getting food, and I was nice, smiling, whatever. And she goes like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you do all of that, by yourself, and you just found the counter. And how do you know how much money you have? And how come those your friends didn't take you home?" And on and on and on, right? What I got home and I shared with someone, and that's when I just vented out, right? I go like, this girl, I mean, I went on even on to saying like, here I am, with a good job. I was working. I had a good job back then I was doing that master's, making money full time, and I just wanted to tell her, you're just a waitress, simple waitress. And then I realized, I go like, there is nothing wrong with being a waitress, right? So I laugh about it, whatever. But after 5 days, I got very depressed about it. Very, very, very depressed. Climb on my bed for a few days and did not and cry and cry and cry and did not want to talk to anyone. I did not eat. I didn't drink. And the only reason why I got up and got over it, I guess, maybe I have not gotten over it because I still feel sensitive. I feel this knot on my throat. I feel like crying right now, just sharing and saying it out loud, honestly. I remember that I just got up because of my guide dog. I did. I said that I would never cry on my videos, like some blind people that cry. Let me see if anyone is here. Uh, let me see. Hi, Salvador. Oh, so glad to see you. Read your name here. Hi, Larry. I'm okay. I'm being a crying baby. Miss, okay. Larry's sharing with us his eye condition. If you guys want to read here. Hi, Juliana. You're Jules, right? The Jules that I know. I know you from Clubhouse. All right. Thank you for sharing, Larry, Salvador. Anyway, maybe I have not been over it. I don't know, but I'll keep checking my phone to see if I'm actually facing. You will not find a blind uh, person that is so shameless that is not embarrassed of just checking the phone and checking. And by the way, I didn't do a visual description. I'm actually have decided to not hold my phone for a whole hour. Yes, Salvador, a whole hour holding my phone. But what you probably didn't hear is that I end up crossing my legs and I just was resting my elbow on my knee yesterday just to rest my hand. It was tiring. But today I actually set up my phone on a landscape mode. Better. Oh my gosh, it's actually better. And I'm sitting here. I'm wearing a red romper. It's one of those rompers that I like. It's a short overall. And it has all just to the shoulders, red, with this little red thing ruffle. It's not, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe, but it's the one piece shorts, the ones that I like, the cute ones. My hair is just down straight. I'm wearing these golden big hoop earrings. I did my makeup. I have red lipstick, and I called it in my eyes before I went live. I go like, "Is my lipstick looking okay? Do I have any mascara around the eye?" I say no. You actually look pretty good, and I have red nails. My nails are growing, and my ring finger is actually with red, also with sparkles, and wearing a ring. I usually like to wear rings on the little finger or the index finger, right? This is Anna, and I'm not wearing my glasses. I just have them here, and yes, I have my Bluetooth keyboard. I'm gonna practice how to use a Bluetooth keyboard with YouTube, Salvador. I will. Anyway, those comments are actually something that I used to get very depressed about. And I don't know, what about for you? Living with vision loss is different depending on, who we are. I know there is an argument among the totally blind or the ones that were born blind with us that we start losing our sight later in life, that with the ones that go blind later in life, we get more depressed, and that you guys are better at everything. And then we argue like, no, we were able to see, we're able to visualize, you're not. And at the end I go like, come on, you guys, we know how it is to be blind. It's not about who's quote unquote better. We are family. I call you guys my blind family. I love my blind family. And I'm always out there just by myself, right? Exploring and walking and doing whatever I have to do, shopping, going to the hair salon, going to the 99 cent store, going to my favorite restaurants, Lazy Dog and Red Robin and all those locations that I love. Always, because that's what I like to do, right? It's not to prove and say like, oh, here you guys, Anna is the Wonder Woman, right? No, I'm not. I share with you when I get lost and when I am afraid of crossing the street and all of that. But when you are diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa or any other eye condition, it's not easy. I get a lot of messages from people that message and saying that they're going blind. And it's always sad to me when I hear someone just messaged me on my YouTube channel this morning saying that she has a small daughter that is blind, right? It's always one of those sensitive issues, sensitive messages, and I do have to say that I cry. Remember working for the Braille Institute in the city of Anaheim at some point as a receptionist, and when I was low vision, so I was able to see the little kids, the 4 and 5 year olds, with the little tiny cute canes, and I started crying, but I didn't tell anyone, right? And then I used to just go far and beyond to whenever they would come after school and they wanted coins and change to go and get sodas from the soda machine, I would just, like all nice and helping them. And then I go like, I was trying to just, I don't know, make them feel good. And people do that all the time. I don't know. I'm just going all over the place. But living with vision loss is very difficult at the beginning. We believe that I remember crying and crying and I wanted to eat for 2 weeks. The only person that I talked to was my favorite aunt, who's still my favorite aunt. She's like my mom. The only one that she just treats me like she doesn't even pay attention to the blindness. Or I know I don't get overwhelmed by my aunt, but by my mom, she still runs to turn on the light in the restroom, or she's just watching me. Honestly, my parents are always watching me when I go and visit. What do you want? If I'm sitting at the table, like, what do you want? Um, and I'm just, looking and see what's there. We adopt those blind mannerisms, I guess. And I just get overwhelmed because she wants to give me everything. After I come with a bunch of bags with food that I cook. I'm a great cook, by the way. Yeah, I use the stove and everything. My food is delicious. But then she doesn't even want me to get up and serve her food or anything after I actually cook. And she's worried about it. I go like, how do you think I do it by myself at my house using my stove? And she runs to the kitchen like, oh, Anna, you're going to burn yourself. I go like, oh, please. Anyway, all of those things are difficult at the beginning, but after you either accept it. Those who know me, that you guys know that I don't believe in the whole acceptance. I accept that I'm not able to drive. I accept that I'm not able to fill out forms, but I adapt I adapt to it. I adapt to taking an Uber, walking, taking the bus, paying for Lyft or whatever, taxi. And I adapt to, hey, somebody else has to fill out these forms because this is, unless this is on an alternate format and I can do it on my computer. Um, and those things are difficult. I mean, the sight is one of the, I don't know what you guys think about this, but sight is one of those disabilities, one of the most challenging ones. And we were just talking with someone about it last night, if it's one of the most challenging disabilities. And I said yes, but then we reflected. I go, what about if you're not able to get up and clean yourself and feed yourself, right? Or when you deal with people that is mentally blind. Honestly, when they don't see beyond the nose, and I'm blind, but I can stand out there and I can see the whole universe, meaning that I'm brilliant, you guys. I'm smart. Honestly, I mean, how often do we call people at Apple? Salvador knows this. We call Apple and we ask for help about something on the phone that we actually know that there is a solution. And they say, no, it's not doable. It's not, you can do that. No, it's not accessible. It's not. Right? Like when I call and ask and say, how do I get rid of this eloquence from the iOS update? They're like, no, you can do it. You have to reset your phone. I go like, are you serious? Or the situation that I had with my keyboard, Bluetooth keyboard, and that went on for 4 months, and I was going crazy. And then Salvador actually helped me fix it, in a couple of minutes, just with a hotkey command, right? So that is, I guess it's a good transition to share with you if you're going blind or you have someone in the family that is experiencing vision loss, that it is depressing, it is horrible at the beginning. I'm sure for you as a parent, if you baby was born blind or is you have a baby that you just had and is blind. I mean, I can't not imagine how it is to have a blind kid, right? As a parent, I always think about you guys. We always, the blind, complain about or share, how horrible it is, how we are treated by the family, right? Or by other people. And then I go like, I wonder how it is for you as a parent, right? How horrible that must be to see your kid struggle not because of the lack of physical sight, but the way we are treated. And I know my people is going to tell me like, Anna, is depends, being happy, living blind happily really depends. It's about attitude. Believe me that when you just expose yourself out there and you go through a lot of challenges, it's not fun, right? However, I have um, I was able to actually find purpose and meaning in life. And I don't get depressed. It's been many years that I don't feel that emptiness. You know that emptiness when you get depressed and it's just here, and it doesn't matter if you how many antidepressants you take or what people tell you, and if you go to the psychologist, right, to do all those therapy sessions, nothing takes away that hole, that emptiness that you feel when you're depressed. I have not felt that for years, right? So that's great. But I understand how it is to be depressed and how it is to go blind. And after, I guess just to overall say that if you're experiencing vision loss, I promise you that you'll reach a point where you're going to laugh about it. You're just going to go on. And I guess it's critical here. I have to say that it is critical to be open. I know that we go through the whole grieving process, right? With the whole shock and disbelief, like, wow, I'm actually going blind. The ophthalmologist just diagnosed me with a retina condition or whatever eye condition, and I'm not going to be able to see again, right? And then we got into the whole denial syndrome, right? We deny, like, no, it's not me, right? Until we just get to the point where you just know that it's true, right? And then we go into the whole bargaining stage, which a lot of people, after many years, I know some of you guys that is still in the bargaining stage, trying to get all those injections, ruining your eye, ruining your optic nerve, and not even having the chance or the opportunity for the future to actually be part of that cure that I'm sure is going to happen. At least for RP, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be cured. I don't know how long, but I know there is many advances on that. So, during the bargaining stage, I mean, I went through that, or my mom went through that, giving me all these things that people will tell her, right? Crazy. Let me see if anyone has comment. Let me see. Okay. Oh, Jules, yes, you are. Hi, Salvador. Okay, reading comment. I'm reading Alex Joker, my friend. Larry, yeah, everything is actually okay with me. Yeah, Alex, I agree. Alex, if you guys read the comment, Alex comment, if we have a problem with strangers and we get upset, it's because the one that has the problem is us, right? For me, back then, I guess was, the being depressed about it. Being depressed. I'm not someone that is going to hide how I was feeling. I'm not going to tell you like the best thing that happened in my whole life is being blind, because it's not. I don't view it that way. And people think like, oh, Anna is depressed or she's just a pessimist. She's so negative. No. If you offer me my side back, I'll run. I'll say like me here. Honestly, you guys, I've been telling you that having sight, your 20/20 vision is so beautiful. It's it's so powerful. It's that freedom. The freedom that you get to just walk in time and space, and it's freedom. Nothing. Was just asking someone what are the most important things in life. I know. My two most important things is being healthy, totally healthy, and money. That's it. The rich have made the poor believe that wanting money is bad. Just the way when we had slavery in the United States, those slave owners would prohibit every slave from having access to books. Why? Because reading gives you knowledge, power, right? Education gives you power. And and they didn't want that to happen. They wanted them to stay ignorant. So for anyone that tells me that money is not important, that's wrong, right? That's the mentality that the rich, the wealthy have, the 1% have made the pre-believe. So from my point of view, being healthy is one of the biggest things, right? One of the most important things. Now, I guess when we go through the whole grieving process, after the bargaining, we end up getting angry, kicking. I was angry, just getting angry at people. Although I have to say that I guess I never really did one of those things that some blind people do, right? Like kicking and screaming and yelling. And no, I didn't. But I did get depressed. And then you realize that people care, but they don't care. And then you start contemplating, right? You go into the contemplation stage. And you go like, maybe I can still live, right? And then you push yourself, and things happen in your life that actually contribute for you to, at the moment you're just crying about those other things, and then you just go like, oh wait, due to those negative experience, I actually push myself to keep going, right? And then the whole accepting. For me, I will not accept this. This is a condition, right? It's been people say like, but I'm not sick. I know, like in Spanish they call us, like my dad, when he thinks that I'm not listening, he goes, oh, mi hija está cieguita, right? My daughter is, I guess the little blind, the little sick, and rude. And I said like, cieguito, your ass, right? But now it's funny. I don't know if I want to accept like an illness condition. I know like many people try to convince me. I go like, for me, adapting, the adaptation process, adapting. I'm happy, I'm fine. Adapting is what has made a big difference. Like the adapting, the evolution theory tells us that what has contributed to humans and animals adapting to the environment is, well, the adaptation process, right? So for me, and through that, I was able to just, decided to just get out there, start maybe going to school and taking classes at my community college and learning about jazz and all those things for the blind. And then I saw other blind people, and voila, Alexa, stop. I actually set up my alarm with my Alexa, and that is what I want to share with you, I guess. Alexa, stop. I purchased this alarm for 99 cents with Amazon, and it's the loudest loudest alarm. Um, the whole grieving process, we all go through that differently, right? So there is no specific time that if you going blind or you are depressed. I mean, even for people that were born blind, there is people that I know that you guys message me and you tell me that you're depressed, that you have never gone out by yourself, and that you wish you would go out the way I do. I have several videos where I share comments about it, how I do it, what I suggest, right? And some people say like, well, Anna, you think it's so easy. Then I go like, then why did you ask me? What do you want to do? Like, I know it's different. I always say we share the blindness. When you tell me that you're blind, it doesn't matter where you live. I already know you. I already know how it is to wake up with the blindness and having to watch every single step, right? I already know. And I also know that you can do so many things without your sight. But I guess it is important to go through that grieving process, but if you're going to stay in that for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, if you're going to stay in that grieving process depressed for 20 years, then we have to talk about it, honestly. You cannot just stay upset and angry and trying to get all those injections, bargaining about recovering your sight for 20, 30 years. I know people that they do that, and they have spent their whole life. That's not finding purpose and meaning in life, right? So how do we actually, the biggest question, what do we do to actually feel better and do better and reach the point of acceptance, if that's the word that you wanna, that's the goal, the end goal, accepting the blindness and just keep going. Well, here on Blind with a Vision, we believe that it is critical to have a vision. What is a vision, right? What do you want to do? Although before that, it is critical to have a support system. It is so challenging, you guys, when you don't have a support system. I didn't, and I still don't. It's just me, Anna. with those people that actually care. My support system has always been people that I don't even, they're not blood related family. I always had an angel at my community college. I always had an angel at the university. I always had an angel at the computer lab. I always had an angel at any, I don't know, at rehab program. I always had an angel when I went to get a guide dog. There is always someone that they like me a lot and they make my life easier. I have all these angels when I go shopping. I'm very, I'm always chatting, as you can tell. So I just went to Burlington Code Factory, and I'm walking over there. I didn't even know what it was, and I'm walking on the street videotaping with my YK now, no Guido Capri. And I go like, oh, I wonder what store this is. And a lady go like, oh, it's called Burlington. Are you going there? You want us to walk together? Sure. And I'm just good at following with my cane. And she goes, you want to hold on to me? I go like, that would be very helpful. So follow, and they give me a girl that was really nice, and and she was feeling comfortable, just telling me like, oh, we'd never allow you to buy that for you. I go like, no, that feels not nice. And she ended up being the manager at the store, and she gave me a great discount. So I always get people. I go to restaurants by myself, and then the waitress come and go like, oh, a guy over there paid for your food. I go like, oh, thank you. I'm not gonna go into the whole thing about, oh, they felt sorry for the blind lady, right? That's why they're paying for food. Maybe they did. I don't want to even go into the whole thing about thinking about that, right? So having a support system, and if not, you guys, the biggest experts in the whole blind community is us blind people, right? You can message me here if you don't like me. There is so many of our blind family members on YouTube, and they have different YouTube channels. Search for other people, right? If you don't feel comfortable with Anna, right? Find Alex. She has a YouTube channel. We have our popular Molly. Doubt that she's going to have the time to talk to you about the depression the way I do. But having a support system, and we are the ones. Now, accessible technology is a huge topic that actually deserves a whole video by itself. And Salvador, I don't know if Salvador's still here. Oh my gosh, Salvador is brilliant. Honestly, I've been using my Bluetooth keyboard for years. I'm really good at typing, although I make my mistakes with these long nails all the time, and my spelling in English and Spanish. You guys know that I don't even speak English and I don't speak Spanish, but I do blab a lot, and I'm not embarrassed about it, honestly. And I joined his Bluetooth class. Oh my gosh, he just manages his iPhone with a Bluetooth, a keyboard, like everything, right? I need to learn how to manage my live videos with the Bluetooth keyboard, Salvador. And then it's amazing. We become so good at it, and we have many role models and experts in the blind community. So if you're going blind, if you have anyone that is going blind, find one of us. We'll connect you. We know people everywhere. I have all these friends in Spain and everywhere, in Chile and Ecuador. So many people that I know, right? And that I know that if you in one of those locations, I can easily connect you with anyone. Here in the States as well, right? So having that support and reaching out, right? But please do not stay in the whole blindness for 20 years. This video is actually going very long. I'm going to stop here because I'm going to get ready for my Spanish video at 2 p.m. California time. Let me see. I'm reading. Come. What braille displays do I have? Jules is asking if I still have rooms on Clubhouse. I'm actually having a room on Clubhouse this evening, just to finding love when you're blind. It's going to be the topic, right? It's going to be find me over there, Jules. I actually been really busy with a lot of stuff, getting things ready for my Blind with a Vision, and it's a whole project. So, but I haven't been on Clubhouse. I know people are messaging these 2 days, like so many people ask, what happened to you on Clubhouse? But a lot of people don't come. One of the things on Clubhouse is they just like to chat. I have to say that was one of the things about my blind people, chatting and flirting and talking about sex. And Anna has all these educational rooms, so people are not interested in actually joining the vision of inclusion of people with visual disabilities. My whole thing is about what employment? What about employment? What about transportation and employment for people with visual disabilities, right? They pay for our degrees. We have all these rehab programs. We have in the United States. But what about jobs, right? I know that is not only, we have talked on Clubhouse, that is not only about employers out there, you know. Three groups of people are critical in this whole employment thing, right? As the blind, legislator, the ones, the lawmakers, and employers, right? We the blind need to be so good at what we do for them to hire us. But if we just spend time, I guess, killing time at home, downloading applications that you're not even gonna use, then I don't know, something is wrong with that picture, right? It's a whole topic. So yeah, Jules, that's the situation about Clubhouse, that people don't say like, my rooms are very difficult. I mean, I do rooms that will help us become better, or so I think. Let me see what else. Who else? Jules, you're asking what Braille displays that I have. I actually have the Braille Touch, which I love. I'm not like the best user, but I do have the Braille Touch, that one that is like what, more than $5,000, which I saw at the season convention this March. They're beautiful, and yeah, that's the one, plus other ones that I have had in the past. Let me see who else is asking. Yeah, Salvador, the key is to keep trying. Larry is telling us that he used to be depressed during his high school time. When you were, you know what, Larry, I actually feel the same. I know that my way of speaking and my life perspective is one that people question, because I'm like, you know, you talk about how I feel. I do videos where I'm out there in the Los Angeles National Park, and I just look around and I go like, oh, life, oh my gosh. This is when I want to be sighted. Honestly, this is when life is so beautiful. And it's not like I'm crying here because, oh my gosh, I'm blind, I'm depressed. No, it's, you know, I keep saying in the last year that the world is so beautiful, you guys. It's beautiful, and humans are so creative, so smart, and they create so many beautiful things that I want to see. If I could see, I would just easily go everywhere, and I do it, but it's challenging. I mean, I guess with age, Larry, age really helps to view things differently. When we are younger, I mean, I was diagnosed when I was 19. And I mean, that's the age when you are, you know, looking at guys and you have a boyfriend and you're embarrassed for the boyfriend to see that you're going blind. All my friends disappear, right? So we are depressed. I know that I have done all these rooms on Clubhouse where we have had the topic of actually, what about private, no, traditional schools or schools for the blind. And we had guys who shared with us that they went to the regular high schools, and it was horrible for them being 16 and 17 and not being able to drive. I mean, that's when we go through the whole identity confusion, right? One of those stages of the human development. So of course we're gonna get depressed, but as we get older and we figure out, for me, it's finding purpose and meaning, and I found purpose and meaning in my blind people. Honestly, I know that someone said a couple of weeks ago, told me like, Anna, I don't dream on, you know, making big changes in the blind community. That's impossible. But if I can actually help, just listen to someone that is blind and actually be one of those that is gonna be the one that is gonna listen and guide them towards acceptance or adapting, and for them to understand that not because we are blind we are not able to do anything. We are able to do a lot of things. We're able to work and study and date and make love and make children and eat and cook and clean and right. I know that if someone that is just going blind, for them is like, yeah, nonsense. I went through that, right? Let me see who else is here. Okay, Trevor. You said for Trevor is saying he said Trevor says that he doesn't understand how someone that went blind could argue that that is the best thing that could happen to them. I agree, Trevor. You know that I totally agree. That from what I the way I view that, Trevor, like for some blind people say that they do not wish to be sighted. It's because there is no, they were never able to see. So I totally understand them. I mean, I understand if you were never able to see that, how could you miss that, or how could you even picture that? But Trevor, I don't know what you think about this or you guys, but a lot of that is how we have been brainwashed by people, sighted people, that you guys see with the eyes of the soul. Really? I just posted on Facebook 2 days ago that my posting has been a little popular on the people's comments, and for people to tell us that, oh, we see with the eyes of the soul. Really? Then I'm double blind. Or they say, oh, what do they say? The eyes are the windows to the soul. Then you're not able to see through my window. Honestly, I mean, who invents those things? Those are stereotypes, misconceptions, myths, legends that actually, instead of helping us, they hurt us. And we, the blind, have been brainwashed by that. You know, the whole toxic positivity that, oh, the blindness is beautiful, is the best thing that has happened to me. Well, it's not when they don't want to hire me, even though I have 2 master's degrees, right? It's not fun when I went to the apply for a job as a psychotherapist over there in Long Beach in the VA, and I was told I was never given the interview by the person, and I waited 2 hours, and then they come me into this room where there is some people that, like, several people sitting around there, and I was told by the main director, like, oh, are you totally blind? Yes. You know, I say yes with a smile, with my resumes and everything, looking all pretty, and with my guy though, who showed me a chair, a seat in front of. Did anyone say good morning, Anna? No. Like, the question was like, why did you apply for this department? How come you didn't apply for the blind and visually impaired department here at the VA Veterans Department, right? I said, no, well, this is where I saw the position, and I have the degree and the qualifications, and well, I got an interview. Well, are you able to see a little bit? No, you're not. I said, no, I'm not. Well, I would hire you if you could see. And I mean, that's humiliating, you guys. Do you think I'm going to be happy about that? I'm going to be jumping, and well, that's a situation for, you know, suing someone, but I have never done that. I would be rich by now. Let me see, anyone else? Let me see. You know, Salvador, the exercising is great for depression. It's proven. Yeah, I actually purchased my treadmill, and I walk a lot out there, especially with the guide dog. Now waiting for my next guide dog, and I don't walk as much as I did, miles and miles. But depression is if you just there is this famous speaker there was in Argentina who says, you're not depressed, you're just not occupied, right? You have to get busy and find purpose and meaning and do whatever. If you're not working, you have to find helping others it was the key for me. Helping others, I have always done that since I could see, right? Helping people and listening. Although, I mean, once you have a degree, people just want to get free therapy. I go like, no. People say they burn their eyelashes reading for their degrees. Well, I burn my ears with jazz. reading for my degree. So I'm not gonna do free therapy, but I can listen to you. I mean, helping others, exercising, therapy, and antidepressants. And a lot of people don't want. I know, like, clients, they just refuse, especially my Latino clients. They go like, no, I'm not crazy, Anna. You know, those are addicting. I go like, well, if you had a heart attack right now or prostate situation, would you actually take medication? And they say yes. And I go like, then depression is a condition, right? But anyway, this video is very, very long. This is actually going to drop my very few views that I have, but I don't care. This is about, maybe this video will be helpful to someone. And I am sorry if I sound I'm so passionate, right? I know Trevor has said that You sound like if you're angry or whatever. No, it's just passionate, right, about the topics, right? Anyway, I hope this video is going to be helpful. One of the things that I really dislike, I was saying at the beginning, is the fact that my eyes have gotten smaller, right? Honestly, and I use sunglasses, and my eyes are not deformed. Or by the way, those comments that people, I have friends who have told me like, oh, I was actually taking the train, and a little kid told me, as the mom, like, mom, how come he has ugly eyes, right? No one has told me that. They go like, oh, you don't look blind. I go, what does that even mean, right? I don't look blind. However, I've been asking, and I asked my ophthalmologist, my retina specialist, about month and a half ago. I go, I want you to check my eyes. Are my eyes looking a little weird? Is one going up and the other going down? And he came close and checked. He go like, maybe yeah. He goes, the one with your cataract surgery, it's kind of little not moving the one. He goes, but it would be very hard. He go like, someone that doesn't know about eyes would not be able to tell. I go like, well, I asked somebody else, and they say, yeah, your eyes look smaller. I was never big eyes, right? But I don't like that. And I have my makeup, and I apply my makeup. But oh well, I guess for those who make a lot of comments about, because I do hear a lot of comments about blind people from my sighted friends. They go like, Anna, but so and so that you introduced me to, their eyes like this and that. This is what I've told them, what my friend said when he heard this little kid telling mom, how come he has ugly eyes? This is what my friend said. Well, sweetie, there is there is blind people that have ugly eyes, but they have a beautiful heart. And there is a lot of people that have beautiful eyes, but they have an ugly, ugly heart. Sas culebra. There you go. That's what I'm gonna say. And I guess I'm gonna continue doing these live videos, and yeah, and just do videos. Promise I'm gonna do a second part for the YouTube channel thing. I'm gonna go into the specifics of the little devices that I use, and I can just show here on the screen and just answer questions, the applications, and things that you can buy. Forget to tell you guys about that you can use a tapestry or backdrop for the back if you don't have a nice wall or whatever. If you just wanna, I don't know, they have all kinds of tapestries or backdrops. Ones where they actually look like you have a bookshelf with flowers on top and books, sparkly ones like the ones I have, and on and on and on. Yeah, well, let me see any last comments. If not, I'm leaving. Mackenzie, I miss you. That alarm is annoying, yeah. Hi, Mackenzie. Larry says, even though you're 100% legally blind, you still think with other senses. I always say, they say that we have 5 senses, and that's a lie. That's not only 5 senses. We have more than 5. They say that they have proven that we have about 21, 22. Some people say even 51. I don't know. I know that for sure one of my biggest senses is my imagination. I go out there and I find myself like, I don't know if this is the entrance or whatever. And I start imagining like, if this is this sound like this, and I hear this over here, my imagination is my biggest sense in my brain. Let me see. Yeah, I experience miracles. Let me see. Salvador. Someone is here, but I'm not able to read the name. It sounds. Hello, I read some. I don't know what language is this. It's a different language. My voiceover is reading that language. Okay, Mackenzie saying hi to Trevor. My website is I'm getting my website ready. I'm getting my little blind things that I'm selling with the vision thing. But I want, as I think I mentioned to you, it has to be things that people are going to be using and not just throwing. Yeah, Mackenzie. Molly did something similar to this. Yeah. Let me see. All right, so I'm gonna go, Mackenzie, you're late, but I'm gonna do the Spanish. If you speak Spanish, I'm gonna do a video in Spanish. And yeah, I'm gonna actually say thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for interacting. And here is Anna actually holding her hands in front of her face, like just crossing her. Yes, I make all these movements and I don't know, I'm just always thinking about my eyes, that I'm not looking at the screen. Very often I ask my friend Rafael Toro from Massachusetts, he's low vision. I go, Rafa, tell me if I'm actually looking at the screen. And then he goes on my video, he goes, yeah, you're looking at the screen. I don't know, Trevor, if you were able to see me, or that's too bright for you. Let me see. I know that from yesterday, people like, well, Lauren, I don't know if you Lauren are here. Lauren was asking, how come your teeth are so white? Well, I bleached my teeth a few years ago, and that's everyone asks, how come your teeth are so white? And I use a good toothpaste. Let me see. I'm gonna find the end button here. Wow, I went on and on and on. This is really gonna drop, but you know what? Great, that's perfect. Anyway, kisses, kisses, love you guys, besitos, and I'll see you in the next live video or YouTube video. Let me see. Let me see, I'm trying to find the end button, which is on the top left. It says finish. Oh, come on, voiceover. Button, okay, double tap, and are you sure if you wanna stop back streaming? Yeah. And bye, chicos, love you guys. Bye, don't forget to have a vision for the day.